Hey everyone, welcome to The Crunch. This is Ethan. Hope you're having a great week. Just wanted to chat with you a little bit before we got started here this week on the episode. It's a great one. Patrick and I talk a little bit about our time together in Chicago that we had earlier this week, some of the experiences that we had together. We address a little bit the wildfire situation going on up in Canada and New York. We talk a little bit about shampoo. It actually ends up being quite a long segment. I promise you it's worth it. And we talk about our pilgrimage that's coming up next month to the Holy Land and all of the things that are involved in that. Just realizing that we're going on this huge trip here pretty soon. And then kind of our topic this week is I'm moving tomorrow. So I talked about that last week, but this is my last night in this house, and you can see the kind of the chaos behind me if you're on YouTube. So we talk a little bit about what it means spiritually to like move into a place that you own instead of rent, and kind of what that means to me and Patrick, and some of our thoughts on ownership and on money as it relates to scripture and Adam and Eve. It was a really interesting conversation. So I hope you guys check it out all the way to the end. We also have a big announcement that we get into in the middle of the episode this week. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to 2 uploads a week. That's right, 2 uploads a week. We've been doing 1 upload a week for like 7 years, and it's time for us to up our game. So we're going to be doing an upload on Sunday and then an upload on Wednesday. You listen to the episode, we'll talk about exactly what it's going to look like, but we're going to be doing just a normal show on Sundays, and then we'll be doing the Dating Corner full episode on dating and relationships every Wednesday. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a review, tell your friends, because we're about to be doing some really big things. I'm excited for you guys to be a part of it. And if you want to support us, please go over to patreon.com/thecrunch. We would love to get some more patrons on board, because not only are you supporting us in doing 2 episodes a week for free, you're also supporting us in releasing a 3rd bonus hour-long episode for the $10 a month and up patrons. So we'd love to keep doing that. We would love to get you on board. We'd love to share our more unfiltered thoughts about all of the things that are going on that maybe we can't share on the main show. So please go to patreon.com/thecrunch. And we'd like to share with you a little bit about Decided Excellence Catholic Media, who's a sponsor of this week's episode. Decided Excellence, a print media company. They do these gorgeous, beautiful, amazing publications focused on bringing together communities in the name of Jesus Christ and lifting up specifically parishes. Now, a lot of people say, oh, the parish is dying, the parish is this, the parish is that. The truth is the parish exists, and we have to work in that system. A lot of people think that you just put something in the bulletin and that's all it takes. The really cool thing about Decided Excellence's parish model that you can find out about at decidedexcellence.com is that it doesn't matter whether or not someone comes to church and gets the bulletin. They have the addresses of everyone in those parish boundaries, and they mail every single person a magazine. So 100% of the parish gets reached with a beautiful, informative, Orthodox Catholic magazine. It's way better looking than a bulletin. So many people open it and read it and say that the magazine is the reason that they got re-involved in their parish community or involved for the first time. So you can reach registered parishioners, Catholics, non-registered people, non-practicing Catholics. It doesn't matter. Anyone who lives in these parish boundaries, you can reach them. It's a great supplemental way for pastors and parish staff to go door to door without all that hassle of actually going door to door. It's an attractive medium. It shows not only the beauty of the Catholic faith, but the really cool and exciting things that are happening in the ministries of your specific parish. So get out there. Get to decidedexcellence.com. Tell your pastor, hey, we need Decided Excellence magazine at our parish because it's cool and the bulletin's lame. Check it out. I would like to thank Decided Excellence so much for sponsoring this episode of The Crunch. I hope you enjoy the episode. Go to decidedexcellence.com and patreon.com/thecrunch. And here we go. What do you want to start with? How drunk you were on Monday or how tired you were on Tuesday?
I was not that tired on Tuesday. And I was not that drunk on Monday.
You weren't, but no one's going to believe you because you're the guy that before every episode for like the last 3 weeks pulls out a bottle of Smirnoff watermelon and pretends to take a shot.
You mean a fine bottle of Malibu?
Malibu, that's
Malibu?
What it is. That he still has.
The Mal stands for bad, and the Ibu stands for Ibu.
Aren't those big birds in Australia?
That's an emu.
The Great Ebu War. Don't take it. Don't take it. No. No. Oh, Patrick. No. Oh. Oh,
Where'd the cap go? Oh, it's all the way under there.
I
I
hated
told
what you
Sean.
did with your mouth.
I told Sean that he had this, and he was like, "I still have that," and I was like, "Yeah, it's probably gross."
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta get the cap.
Yeah, get the cap and then we can start the episode. Oh, dude. Why?
Sean is not vacuumed in here, I guess.
What did you expect?
I expected some class. Is what I expected.
You gotta get your own place, man. You can't keep living with these people. Oh my gosh, that was a living creature. I saw
like another...
hooves.
It was a cloven animal.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, let's start.
We're starting the show. Welcome to The Crunch, the only podcast that survived the streets of Chicago. It's your boy, Ethan.
And I'm Patrick. Dude, we were together in person. We were
together in Chirac, baby, and I only got shot at twice.
For less than 24 hours.
Was it less than? I guess because you left at 3 on Tuesday. Dang.
I got in at 7 on Monday, and I left at 3 p.m. on Tuesday.
We didn't even share a hotel room. We couldn't be butt buddies.
No.
We're
sharing a hotel room.
What's the word when you got
bunk buddies?
Bunk buddies. Moving
buddies. On. Yeah, we're gonna share a hotel room in Israel, though.
We are. Are we really?
Probably.
Are we really gonna? Are we staying in hotels in Israel, or are we sleeping under the stars in booths?
No, we're sleeping
like the
hotels.
Jews of yore.
I don't know anything about your, but my. But
okay.
It's staying in a hotel.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't that crazy that that's in like a month?
Stop. Don't remind me.
You know what else? So I want to talk about Chicago. I want to talk about the pilgrimage. I want to talk about a lot of different things. Gosh, there's so much. There's so much to say. But we were in Chicago together, and we had an interesting experience. Something that I did not know about Chicago is that every bar and every restaurant has slot machines in it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like not just the places that you would expect, like a rundown motel or like kind of a skeevy
You need to
bar.
stop gesturing.
I'm not gesturing. Oh, sorry. I'm not gesturing and hitting the camera. I don't know what you're talking about. I need to get a more stable setup. This whole operation, this entire podcast actually has been run off of I think $80 Target desk.
Yeah, you
which just goes to show I got to get it fixed.
Yeah.
You think me being thrifty is a problem that we have to fix?
Yeah.
You're saying I don't spend enough money. I'm going to buy a MacBook Pro right now on the live on the show.
Oh, no. MacBook Pro, no.
But so we were in like a restaurant after you left, and it was nice. It was there were like leather seats, and it was cool and hip, and everyone had tattoos and all these things. And it was really, it was clean. It was wonderful. And then just on your way to the bathroom, there's just a bright neon sign that says slots. And then you go down the hallway and there's just slot machines. It's like from the nicest restaurants to the not as nice restaurants. It was.
You mean really Cooper's Hawk?
No, not
Cooper's
slot
machines.
Not Cooper's Hawk. It was
Lucky's.
No. Of course, Lucky's had slot machines, but it was wherever I went with John on Tuesday.
Where you went after? I was like, yeah. No, we went to several bars and restaurants.
There were all kinds of bars and restaurants. We were all together. It was me, Patrick, Mrs. Ruby, John Blevins, Keith from Grassroots Catholic. Is there anyone I'm missing?
Who is 37, married, and has children?
Which you wouldn't believe by looking at him. Gosh.
I pegged him at 27. I was
did
like,
what
he's
to him?
our age. Yeah. Gross. I was like, that guy's 27. I was like, he's a year older than me. That's where I put him.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, I'm 37. I have a wife and 2 children.
Yeah, he's handsome. We were there. It was for a meeting of the minds. He does think we're hilarious. Keith, I love having Keith around because he's an easy laugh.
He
Like
laughs at all our jokes.
I love having people around that is just like guaranteed you do something just a little bit outlandish, you're getting a
Mhm.
chuckle. It's like it's more addicting
Yep. Keith.
than the slot machines. Like it is if I had a choice between pumping in $2 bets over and over again on a bright and shiny machine or just like casually swinging my leg over a railing when I'm not supposed to and getting a laugh out of Keith every time, then I'm swinging the
I'm
leg, baby.
swinging it, baby.
I'm sticking it out there.
When Rob from Spirit Juice, shout out Spirit Juice, was doing he did free headshots for us. So prepare
Oh,
for
I
some
was
professional
so
profile
hot.
photos.
I saw
I
some of those on this camera. I looked
You
good.
looked good. I
I
bet you
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah.
Keith was I was doing my headshots and Keith was waiting.
Uh-huh.
Best case scenario because he was
That's
like laughing.
perfect.
He was gassing me up. He was like,
Dude.
"Pat, you're hilarious. Keep
Yes.
laughing."
We got
Keep
to get
doing it.
Keith on the show.
Yeah,
Because then
man.
it would just be kind of like a comedy show that you and I are doing for him. And he wouldn't really
Like,
say anything. And he's just, yeah, keep going.
yeah, do more. Do
Yeah.
fun dance monkey.
Yeah. That'd be
We got to
funny.
get everybody from the Naples Summit on the show.
You think that
Well,
wouldn't, I think that would be
Katie and
bad.
John keep yelling at us to do it.
Dude.
No, not at the same time.
Yeah. 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 We were all together because there's a burgeoning community of people who care about Catholic content, and they're all working together to see what the future might hold. And it's very, very exciting. And there's a lot of
And if you're a
things.
Catholic content creator and you're listening to this, you should
Yeah.
DM us.
Yeah. DM us and we'll get you hooked up.
Yep.
And it's a really cool group. But so we were all together and we were kind of meeting and hanging out, and um it was just really, really fun. And it was good to see you.
Uh-huh.
And it was good to see you uh tying one off, as they say.
I don't know what that means.
That is a phrase when you say about someone who's drinking a lot.
I did have a lot to drink.
Yeah.
I really did.
I made that mistake at the last one.
Oh,
So
yeah?
in January when we all met, I
I'm sorry. You made a mistake. It wasn't a mistake.
what even? No, it wasn't a mistake. It
Me
was
drinking that much was great.
no, certainly not. It's like you don't regret it in the moment, but I've since learned that like maybe I'm allergic to alcohol, or maybe I'm like 155 pounds and I should just
That
like
might
drink
be it.
more water. But
Mhm.
I was out having a great time. This is in Naples, and John kept buying me bourbon just
Yeah.
over and over again. And he's a bourbon guy. He's like a connoisseur. He's like, this one's really nice. This one's even nicer. Okay, the next one is going to be the nicest and most expensive of all of them, and I'm buying all of these for you, and you're going to drink with
Mhm.
me. And so it's like I can't turn him down, but he's I don't know if you've seen him. He's a bit bigger than me, and so I don't think he knew what it was doing to me. So when I got back to the hotel in Naples that night, I laid there and I watched a whole movie. We got back at like 1:30, but I was feeling so like sick to my stomach. I was like nauseous.
Uh-huh.
I had not lost my faculties of rationality, but I just
Yeah.
felt bad. And so I just laid there and I watched a horror movie because I thought maybe that would like kind of jolt me out of it. And it didn't. And it just made me afraid to go to bed after I didn't feel sick anymore.
That's the dumbest thing you could have done.
I'm not very smart.
First of all,
Yeah.
alcohol makes you sleepy. It doesn't make you sleep well.
No, but it does make you sleepy.
It makes you sleepy. And
Yeah.
then you decided that you were gonna watch a horror movie.
Mhm.
That's a really bad idea.
Yeah,
Um,
it's felt like a good idea because it's like, oh, I'll never get to watch this movie with Emma. This is so out of her zone of movies that she would watch. I have like a low grade tolerance for horror. Like I can't do anything super crazy, but like it was the
yeah.
movie Barbarian for those watching along at home.
It was the movie Goblins 2. The Leprechaun.
Yeah, Leprechaun. It was Leprechauns 1 through 4, back to Hood. Those movies are crazy. But anyway, so this time in Chicago, I was like, I know myself. I know when I'm around my friends, I'm gonna want to drink a lot, and I'm not gonna do it. So I had one drink at dinner, one drink at the first bar, and one drink at the second bar, and that was it. And I came out clean, actually
Mhm.
way cleaner than everyone else. Do you know why? Because I played the slot machine,
You did.
and your boy won not one, not two, but $130
That's crazy that you
on a
did that.
$2 spin.
I remember that. That was
Yeah,
nuts.
that's good
I
that
was
you
so
remember that because, yeah. Are there
I
things that you don't remember from that night?
No, but there are
No.
definitely things that, like, when someone says it, I go, "Oh, yeah, I remember that." Like, if you asked me to piece together,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
generally speaking, I can remember, okay, we had these conversations in this order at
Yeah.
this bar, and then, like,
Yeah.
these events happened. Someone was like, "Oh, remember when you did this?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I totally remember that." But
Yeah.
it's like, it's not, like, top of mind. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Right.
That's like a weird drinking, quirk where it's like, no, I
Yeah.
remember everything that happened, but like you have to remind me. It's like
Mm.
I can't
It's
like
it's locked in, but I have the key
yeah.
to open
Yeah.
up your mind.
Yeah. No, I definitely drank more than one drink per location, but I was
That's okay.
cruising.
You were cruising. You were doing
Yeah.
great.
I
You
was
were
cruising.
For those that don't know, Patrick, when he drinks, gets extremely loquacious. And
Uh-huh.
so there was not a thought that entered your little head that we did not know about.
Oh yeah. No, it's funny. I get weird. But
No, it wasn't weird. It was fun.
I
It
was
was
sit-
endearing. It was like, oh, look at him go.
I was sitting next to these two Chicagoans at this bar in
Chicogans.
Chicago, Chicagoan.
Coco.
And
Yeah.
she goes, do you want anything else? The bartender goes, "Do you want anything else?" And I go,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm cut off." And
Oh, I remember this.
the girl next to me goes, "What you cut off for?" And I was like, "No, like she's like, he cut you off." I was like, "No, this guy definitely did not cut me off. John would not cut me off.
No.
He would never. He would be like, keep drinking.
Yeah.
Try this one is very good." Um, but I was
That
like,
was
"No,
really
I'm
funny because it was like we were talking to this person and we were like, "Yeah, we are done drinking because we feel like we've reached the limit of like how much we can drink." And she was like, "But like, why did he cut you off?" Like she just didn't understand.
I was like,
Like
"No, no, no.
you
My
could
friend didn't
choose
cut
to
me off."
not keep going, which was really funny.
Yeah, that was a really interesting. I do remember that. That's the one thing that stuck with me. Like
Yeah.
the next day, I was like, "Man, I'm really glad that I never did that." I'm really
To be
glad that I've never been in
fair,
that spot.
we were at a bar at 1:30 in the morning on a Monday night. So
That's a good point.
you have to think about the types of people that would still be there when we were there.
Uh-huh. It's the people who
Yeah.
are not working early hours tomorrow.
Yeah. Or maybe
Yeah.
they are and they just
Yeah,
are superhuman.
maybe. But that's the
Yeah.
kind of thing you can do once in a while. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
we got home, we got back to the hotel at 2, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have a big day tomorrow." I was like, "Oh well, I'm just going to drink coffee, I'll rally. I'll sleep on the plane ride home, you know?"
Mhm.
And I woke up and I was talking to Keith at lunchtime. I was like, I have not felt it all morning.
Wow.
And he was like, "Yeah, I can't even tell that you were out until 2 a.m." But yeah, I only got like 4 hours of sleep because my body woke me up at 6 a.m.
Mhm.
Eastern time,
Oh, no.
which is 5 a.m. local time.
Yeah, the jet lag is rough.
Yeah, that 1 hour jet lag. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for Israel.
Dude, how far away is Israel
Um,
in terms of time
I
hours?
don't know, but the Mormon Jews made it, so
The
so can we.
Mormon
The Jews from Mormonism.
The Mormon Jews?
Yeah, so the Mormon Jews, the Jews that came from Mormania to America and
Uh-huh.
founded Mormonism.
Okay. So are you calling Mormons Jews or are you calling Jews Mormons? Because
Uh,
those are two different things.
so the Mormons believe that Israelites, the lost tribe of Israel,
Oh, came to
sailed
America.
to America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Marco Polo.
Much like Marco Polo or Ponce de Leon or Christopher Columbus.
Don Quixote.
Just like Don Quixote sailed the
Yeah.
ocean blue in 1492.
But you didn't answer my question.
Yeah.
How far away is it in time hours?
14.
Ryan, we need you.
Pull up how far away is
He's
Israel?
pulling it up. He's looking it up. He spelled Israel is real on the Google.
It is.
Israel is 8 hours ahead of Oklahoma City. Thank you, Ryan. So we'll leave in like the middle of the day. So let's say our flight leaves from JFK at noon, and then we arrive in Tel Aviv. So how long is the flight? Is that surely that's like an 8-hour flight, right?
Oh, well, it's like an 8-hour flight to London, and then we fly from London to Israel.
Oh, I get to go to London?
Yeah.
Oh, rough, isn't it?
I can't wait to walk off the plane with you.
We're gonna have so much fun in the London airport. I didn't even know that we were going to London. I'm gonna buy everything. I'm gonna get a hat. I'm gonna get little pants. I'm gonna buy a cup of tea in it. Oh, I'm gonna go.
I walk up the place. So this is where G.K. Chesterton flew to America.
Yeah.
This is
Oh
the
boy,
airport that
that's
G.K.
so
Chesterton flew out
funny.
of.
Free Thomas More. That's
They
gonna be
didn't have
my
they
thing.
You're gonna wear a T-shirt that
It's
says "Free
Free
Thomas
Thomas
More."
More. Thomas More did nothing wrong.
Uh, reinstitute the or take back Westminster Abbey.
Yeah. That's oh man. How long is our layover there? Because if it's
Not long.
we gotta go to Big Ben.
We
Say
gotta
what's
see
up. See the Queen.
give her
Rest
a
in
little
peace.
kid.
A little
Oh man,
smooch. Yeah,
she's dead.
she is deceased. But that won't stop us, will it?
We gotta,
We're gonna grave
sir,
rob the Queen.
you can't check this shovel. I'm sorry, you can't carry this shovel on. You're gonna have to check it.
Yeah, but it's what if I told you it was a
I think
royal
Leo just
shovel, sir?
slammed on the door.
Hey, buddy. That's crazy. Are we stopping at any other exotic locations on our way to the Holy Land?
Oh man, like Richard the Lionheart, I'm traveling from England to the Holy Land.
You can't
I'm
make
gonna get a
references
Crusader tattoo.
that I don't know.
Did you like your? Are you getting the tattoo in the Holy Land?
You know, it's kind of a point of contention in my marriage at this moment,
Oh,
whether or
so
not
we won't talk about it
I'm gonna
then.
get that. No, we can talk about it. It's if you were to convince maybe a hesitant wife as to why a kind of cool, hot, sexy husband should get a tattoo in the Holy Land, what would be some of your this is hypothetical. What would be some of your arguments that you would posit?
Pretty please, pretty
Can I
please.
please have a tattoo?
It'll look so cool. Me and Patrick will have a matching one. We could get it on
Yeah,
the same arm. We could touch arms.
yeah.
Um, I my this is a point of contention, not in my marriage, but in my relationship with my great aunt Colleen. So she was
Really?
not,
This
yeah,
is oh,
my
that's
aunt Colleen,
similar.
who listens to the podcast. Hi, Aunt Colleen. My
Hey,
aunt
Aunt
Colleen, who
Colleen.
listens to the podcast. She was not pro tattoo, but this was my my kind of understanding of the situation. It's
Yeah,
like, all right, so it's an ancient tattoo. The tattoo stamp is like 400 years old.
it's
The
pretty cool.
tattoo parlor is 700 years old. Like
Ooh,
Christians have been getting these tattoos for centuries.
yeah, yeah.
And so like for me, it's like
Which
okay,
is
so
Aunt Colleen, that's since before you were born.
indeed. Indeed. Yeah, so like my approach to it is like okay, so let's say I get the tattoo and I regret it in 5 years, which is possible.
Yeah,
That's okay. It's like a connection to my Christian heritage, you know?
mhm,
And there's not a lot of that around.
yeah.
So, that's how I kinda
We
feel
don't
it.
really have any connection to our Christian
Mm-mm.
heritage,
Like,
really at all.
Christians who went from the West to the Holy Land would receive this tattoo as, like, a commemoration of going to the most important place on earth, the place
Yeah,
where God lived for a bit.
yeah. The place that God thought was so cool. Interesting that God didn't pick, you know,
Tampa,
I was gonna say California, so I'm glad we're on the same page there.
the
Uh,
West Coast, the worst coast.
yeah. People have said that kind of the land in the Holy Land is the most similar, like, out of all of the places in the world to Kansas. Like, they say that they're kind of the most
Really?
so part of me is like, God maybe just like, Kansas maybe was booked when he came, and so he had to go to Israel.
Someone
Um,
else was doing stuff over they were sacrificing children
well,
over there,
that's
so
where the
it's like
Mormon Jews were.
the
They
Mormon
they
Jews are
they
yeah.
were busy over there doing putting plates in the ground, commemorative
Yeah.
bowling plates. Oh, imagine if it's like you dig out, you finally get into the Mormon temple and you open it up and you get to look at the plates and it's a commemorative bowling plate with Elvis on it. That's what it is. Oh man, hunka hunka. Uh,
Mormonism is great because you can like it just shows um how biased people are to be like the place where I live is the most important place, second only to the place where Jesus was. I mean, people have done this forever. Do you know what British Zionism is?
I know what Zionism is, but I don't know what British Zionism
I
is.
might be using the wrong term, but there's like a strain of Anglicanism that's like, no, the King of England is the new King David, and Britain
Ooh,
is the new Zion, and God
okay,
will build his kingdom here.
that's actually based. I maybe might be that now.
Unfortunately, the sun set on the British Empire a while ago, so
Yeah, just
F.
give it another 6 more hours. It'll rise back up again, baby. We're coming. We're coming back around.
And especially if you fly towards Israel, then the sun will come up sooner.
That's true. Man, I'm so
Mhm.
excited.
Do you think they
Well,
went through time changes when they sailed the ocean blue in 1492?
I think they just went to bed when the sun went down.
And they were
And
like, "Oh, it must be the same time in Portugal."
I don't think they thought about it that way. I think they said it's nighttime
Do you think they
and
were like, "Wow, the boat lag is really getting to
yeah,
me."
right. They didn't have boat lag. They just were seasick. That's all that
Oh,
they were. They died of dysentery or
scurvy.
scurvy. That's what I was looking for.
Mhm.
Dysentery is the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they
Scurvy.
died of water inhalation.
Yeah. You just the one thing about water that you can't.
You can't really do that.
It's not really for inhaling.
Mhm.
You're not a
Speaking of
fish.
things you can't inhale, do you hear about that thing that's going on in the sky? There's, like, smoke in Canada or something?
I mean, I know weed's legal up there.
Yeah, so apparently in Canada, they smoke so much
Too
weed
much
that now you
weed.
can't breathe the air in New York or something. Ryan, look that up. What's going on in the air? Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
know I know what it is. He doesn't have to look it up. I can tell you
Oh,
off my dome.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it from the internet,
By the
so I don't know.
time by the time this podcast comes out, it will be old news because of how quickly the news cycle goes. But there's wildfires that were all lit by federal agents in Canada at the same time to, bec-
Did
to,
they need
advocate,
our help or something? They could have
to,
just called.
to advocate for socialist policies on climate change. And
You're kidding.
I am. So let's be clear,
Okay.
I am kidding. I think what actually happened is that there were lightning strikes that happened in a lot of different places across Nova Scotia that then when some winds blew in, it kicked up the fires and they started to spread. However, if you look at the satellite, it looks like all the fires started at the same time. And so it's like and there's no cloud, so it's like where did they come from? But that's my those are the people on Twitter that I have to put in a box. It's like this is really funny if it's true, but it's probably not true.
People are posting like pictures of their weather app and it's like, "Do not breathe the air outside." It's like
It's like
crazy.
which crazy about air is that if it's outside, it's inside. You know what I mean? Like
If someone
the
opens the door.
whole concept of air conditioning is that it takes the air from the outside, conditions it, and then
Mhm.
puts it inside.
It
And
doesn't
so
shampoo it first.
no shampoo.
Air
It's
shampooing.
I never know what to do. I've always been just a one product in my hair kind of guy.
Yeah.
So when I stay at these hotels and they have the shampoo and the conditioner, I don't know which one goes first. And I actually don't know what the conditioner does. I know what the
So,
shampoo does.
yeah.
It cleans. So it's interesting that, but before you answer,
Okay.
interesting that conditioner obviously conditions your hair. Shampoo, what does it do?
Shampoo strips the oil away from your hair and the dirt, and then conditioner puts moisture back in.
Why isn't it called stripper then? Why? I mean, I know probably why. Now that I say it, I know probably why it's not called that. But
Now that you mention it.
it's
Now
so
that you
funny
mention
that
it.
the thing that conditions is called conditioner, but the thing that strips your hair of the oils and the dirt is called shampoo.
Yeah.
Where what is the etymology?
I think it comes from the Greek.
Yeah?
Shamb
Sham, so
is
like
the Greek
shaman?
word for strip, and
Really?
then poo is
You're
the Greek
lying.
word for poo. So it
You're lying.
strips the poo out of your hair. It
Ryan,
strips
look it
the
up.
dirt
Ryan, look it up. Look it up.
out
Look
of
it
your
up.
hair. What's the etymology for shampoo?
Yeah, look at shampoo. It's so that's you gotta hit the backspace there. Shampoo, shampoo. So he tried to type shampoo. It's SHMPOO. Shampoo. Okay, what is it? So here we go. We need the origin. It's from a Hindi word.
Nice.
Okay, so maybe I should not use shampoo.
What?
Stop scrolling. Mid 18th century in the sense massage as part of a Turkish bath process from
Uh-huh.
Hindi campo, press, imperative of campagna. So it comes from a word of press from like a Turkish bath massage.
Gross.
That I yeah, I agree.
There's one thing the Turks are known for. Shampooing, baby.
Yeah. The baths in Turkey are prolific.
Indeed.
I don't have anything else to add
I
on
don't know much about.
that.
I'm fresh out. I'm fresh out of Turkish bathhouse material. Actually,
Yeah, but
just
I
ran
know.
out.
Hit me in a couple days and I'll be
Yeah,
back.
really. Speaking of
We
bathhouses, sorry,
I was just gonna
I have
say,
bathhouse material, but not Turkish bathhouse material.
yeah, go launch the
I
ship.
watched John Wick for the first time on the plane. I
Really?
had never seen
You've
John Wick
never seen John Wick?
until yesterday. Well, 2 days ago. Yeah, I know, right?
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he's a bad boy.
Welcome to the Brotherhood, man.
I like John Wick because he has no character development
He doesn't need
at
any.
all. He's just a
He
force.
reverts. He doesn't go forward. He goes backwards, if anything.
I think they're trying to be like, oh, he's struggling with his inner demons and he wants to be a good man, but no, he's just a guy. They kill his dog, and so he kills all of them. And then John Wick Chapter 2 is they stole my car in the
Yeah.
first movie, so I'm
Yeah.
going to keep killing them.
Yes. And then John Wick Chapter 3,
No
they
spoilers.
they Halle Berry is in it. That's about all I remember
Good to
from
hear
John
she's
Wick
still
Chapter
getting
3.
work.
Yeah, she's doing great. I haven't seen John Wick 4. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, John Wick movies are lame." Like it's the, thing gets popular and has a bunch of movies made, so everyone's like, "I never liked it in the first place."
Mhm.
John Wick 1 is a great film. It's
It's so good.
tight. It's tight. It's got enough lore to make you think like, "Oh, this is kind of crazy," but not like too much like the later movies that it sort of overwhelms you.
Yeah.
And you like can tell from the moment that the mob boss kind of just like puts down his phone that like John Wick is just like the craziest dude on the planet. And it's awesome. I've never seen anything like that where they
It's
introduce the
great.
character so well. It's so good.
Because every time he like is about to kill a guy, he's like,
Yeah.
"What's up, Jeremy?" And Jeremy's like, "Oh shoot, hey John,
Yeah.
so you're back, huh?" Yep.
Yep. I'm back.
Uh,
That's cool that you watched the movie on the plane. And you're thinking about it because there's a bathhouse in the film.
yes, he
Yeah.
tries to kill the kid in the bathhouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so sad
Unsuccessful.
when they killed the dog.
Yeah. You were?
Uh huh.
I wasn't.
Like he deserved it.
Get a new wife, not a new dog, bro.
Yeah, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, come on. Grieve better.
What if instead of a dog, his dead wife sent him a new wife instead of a dog,
That would kind of probably be better for him.
and then he names the wife Daisy instead.
I'm thinking you're so good at killing, go after cancer. Take it out.
Take it out.
Hunt it
Can-
down.
Cancer's like, hey, we just infected a new body. This body is John Wick's body. Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
we're screwed.
It's the exact same plot of John Wick, but it's Osmosis Jones
Osmosis
style.
Jones.
And it's John Wick's white T blood cells fighting off cancer, and all the cancers are Russian mobsters. And then we kill them and we win, and it's Ukrainian war propaganda, and it's John Wick to Osmosis Jones.
Is John Wick Ukrainian propaganda?
No, it was made in 2014, which actually
Oh,
was right around when they invaded Crimea. So
maybe.
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 I wanted to talk about something today.
Yep.
Well, I want to talk about a few things. We're not nearing the end of our time, but we also might be nearing the end of our time.
It's fine by me.
We should tell people what we're doing, and we're mixing it up.
Oh yeah, we're mixing things up. So we decided to give you guys twice the podcast.
Yeah, we're doing really, first of all, you're welcome. Can I start there? Second of all, we've been thinking about, hey, we could do one 1 hour podcast with banter and a topic and a dating question every week, and that would be fine. Or we could do banter and a topic for like 45, 50 minutes, and then a whole other episode dedicated to dating. That's also 45 to 50 minutes. So you'd get an hour and a half to 2 hours of content a week, same price, free. And we just upload twice a week. And our episode on Wednesday is going to be a dating, because we had so much fun doing the dating episode last week that it was just like, man,
we should do this again.
I kind of want to keep doing this. And
So now, here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch.
If
Let me
you-
tell you the pitch.
If you think that this episode,
Yeah.
the episode we're dropping on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and a bonus crunch on Patreon, which is
I
no
wasn't
longer
even-
a book club.
I wasn't even going to do a Patreon thing here, but go for it.
If you think those three things are worth a cup of coffee, $10 a month.
And even if you don't want to give $10 a month, we're still going to give you 2 episodes a week for free because we love you
Yep.
and we think that that would be better for us and also better content and also it'd probably be more fun. So there'd
Yeah.
be more episodes flying around, more
Plus, people are
people.
always like, "You gotta listen to this episode's dating corner." I'm like, "What if we just had the dating
Dating
corner
corner
be?"
be the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if the thing that everybody loved was the only thing that we did. Crazy. Instead of trying to do a bunch of stuff that nobody likes, like all
No,
of the
people
rest of
love
our
the topic.
episodes.
People love the topic.
People I saw you see that comment on one of our YouTube videos the other day?
I
I
don't
think
read them.
I do. It was clearly from like an old guy where it was like
How
it
did he
was
figure out how to use YouTube? Who let him
I
out of the home?
it was like the liturgy wars and he was like, "I'm 14 minutes in and it hasn't started yet. I don't have all day to wait around for this." And it's like you clearly had enough time to leave a comment. So like
Yeah,
are you really that busy?
that's really funny.
Yeah, but ever since then I've been so self-conscious. It's like, "Oh, what if we're wasting 45-year-old men's time
Turn
everywhere
comment
else?
moderation on and don't let anything in except for the positive comments.
I'll let nothing in."
Yeah.
I don't want to feel anything, positive or negative. I want to be like Marcus Aurelius.
From from Degrassi.
Is Marcus Aurelius in Degrassi?
Yeah, no, those are the 2 names of Drake's legs. They didn't feel anything.
No, 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 no. You can't say
Yeah.
that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, wow. Patrick.
What?
I don't know why naming Drake's legs in Degrassi is
Marcus
so
and
funny.
Aurelius.
Marcus and Aurelius.
These are my 2 legs,
Yeah.
Marcus and Aurelius, and let me tell you.
Yeah, this is my wheelchair meditations. And I'm Drake. Oh man. What made you think of Degrassi in the first place?
I don't know, I was just trying to think of a goofy TV show.
Goofy place to put a Roman general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so silly. Oh, so that's what we're doing. So we're doing 2 episodes a week. And Sunday episode is going to be very similar to the podcast you know and love, except we're extracting out the dating corner and we're putting it as its whole separate episode on Wednesdays. So we're excited. Let us know what you think in the Discord, bit.ly/crunch Discord. We're really, really pumped about the change.
It's an
Uh,
experiment.
it is an experiment, but we feel really, really good about it. We've thought really hard about it. And we just had a lot of conversations at this thing that we were at the other day that kind of confirmed some of our thoughts. So we're just going to go for it. We're not going to wait, even though I'm in a crazy busy time. And less than 24 hours from now, I will be closing on a house, which is
Yeah,
insane.
that is insane.
We've been talking about this community house thing for like a long time since
Indeed,
like
you have.
it feels like October of 2021 that we've been talking
Mm,
about this.
yeah.
Or at least like maybe not on the pod, but at least amongst our friends here.
Mm,
Like we had all those people over to our house to kind of pitch the idea of living in community back in straight up October 2021. So the fact that it's now like one day away from us taking the first real step of like, okay, we're doing this. We're moving next door to our friends and we're moving down the street from our other friends and we're trying to get like 2 or 3 other couples to move there. It's like, boo, feels kind of it feels weird. I don't know if you've experienced this yet. Maybe you have.
mhm.
It feels weird to like take a step that's like definitively into adulthood in a way that's like not retractable, you know? Like
Yeah,
obviously like having a kid is like that, but that just feels like an extension of my marriage, you know? And like my relationship with Emma more so than
sure.
like a participation in society writ large, you know?
Yeah,
But like buying a house and paying property taxes and like setting up a sprinkler system, you know, like feel like this crazy leap into this world that like it's permeable, but only one way. Like you can only kind of go through it and then you can't really come back, you know?
yeah. I see what you mean.
It's a very odd sensation that I've been thinking about.
There's I don't know if there's like a comparable. I mean, you've heard me talk about this before. It's like femininity is very like
Mm,
family.
Mhm.
oriented, like
Mhm.
bringing new people into the world oriented, and then Adam was tasked with both. You know, I need to explain this well. So
Yep.
both Adam and Eve were tasked with be fruitful, multiply, till the garden, right? But
No,
it's
it was
like
all it was all Eve.
Eve was obviously more so tasked with bringing children into the world than Adam was. Adam is more so tasked with tilling the garden than Eve. And so like I think with when it comes to like the early parts of your life as an adult, you're like going through, the relational family building aspect.
Mhm.
And then like when you take a step like buying a house
Yeah.
or starting like a real business, not just like
Mhm.
opening an LLC, but like like
Mhm.
brick and mortar, like ribbon cutting, like you're in charge of people. It's like I mean, we're listening to a podcast and he was like, "Yeah, like I need to make sure that people's mortgages are get paid. Like I need to
Mhm.
make payroll." And it's like that's
Yeah.
a lot of responsibility. Like I need to pay for this mortgage because it's different than missing a rent payment.
Right.
It's missing a mortgage payment, and if you
Yeah.
don't do that, you just get kicked out of a house and you're out like $300,000. It's
Yeah.
just that's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And so
It's
it's
kind
like,
of it's not scary. Like I'm not like obviously we've discerned it. It makes sense. Like we're not putting ourselves in any sort of financial risk. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried that I'm not going to be able to pay my mortgage, but it's also just like that exact fact. Like if I don't, you know, I
yeah,
can. But if something were to happen and I like all of my legs begin to be named Marcus and Aurelius and I can't go to work anymore and like something crazy happens
mhm,
and uh then it's like okay, there's ways out of that. We've got savings and we've got family and we've got friends, like we have a support network, but like
mhm,
how far can that stretch before it all goes away?
it's
And
right,
then it's
yeah,
like so like the permeable wall that I was talking about, like yeah, you can kind of go through it willingly one way, but you can go back through it the other way, but you kind of like get kicked back down, you know,
yeah,
if like
yeah,
something bad happens. it's
mhm,
it's not so much that like, oh yeah, I'm willingly going to go from owning a house to like renting and you know, having less of a family and fewer
yeah.
responsibilities. Like that just typically is not how people go.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's like
it's
it's you're
interesting.
you're you're building something that's real. You're like you're
Yeah.
owning real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, it's hard to like the Adam and Eve comparison is so good because it's like the tilling and the keeping, the shamar, that word that gets thrown around a lot in men's talks. But the actual like,
I've never heard of it actually.
are you joking?
Maybe I just don't listen hard enough to men's talks.
It's that word keep in Hebrew,
Oh. Mhm.
shamar. It's like kind of to guide, I think is maybe a better
Mhm.
word, or like shepherd in a
Mhm.
sense.
Mm.
Um, but it's this idea that like, okay, now that I like have this house, all of a sudden there's like this little piece of the world that like it doesn't belong to me. Like I'll own it according to the deed on the sheet of paper. Like I can do what I want with it. But like eventually I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And so it's like and so will everyone in my family. And so it's
Mhm.
like all of this stuff is like I'm kind of here for this period of time that I don't really know how long it is. And all the instruction that you kind of get as a man is to just guide what's been entrusted to you until it's no longer your job to guide it anymore. And it's like that's kind of like a crazy, like it's so simple, but it's also like the most intense and real thing that you could ever
Yeah.
do, you
Yeah.
know? So I've just been kind of like sitting in that, and like while we're packing up
Yeah.
all these boxes and it's just a mess, like you can't even see how crazy it is, but um they got to get a U-Haul. There's no internet at this house, so that's a whole other thing. I
That's
don't know how
crazy.
I don't know how we're going to podcast.
You
This
have to
is
be like,
insane.
yeah.
The AT&T billions of dollars. I'm gonna buy a share of AT&T stock and make them bring internet to my house. I don't know how that works, but I think that's what I can do.
I'm gonna
But
buy AT&T and see
my
if they can just
my friends that are 2 streets over have AT&T in
Mhm.
this neighborhood. I asked them to bring it to my house, and they're like, "Oh,
Mhm.
sorry, the computer it has a red X instead of a green check, so you can't have it." I was like,
You're a robot. You're supposed to be a human being. Why are you a robot?
"What? Can't you just call someone and tell them to like connect the wires and like bring it a few hundred extra yards over
Set up an
here.
extension cord or something, I
Yeah,
don't know.
put it in one of those green boxes. I don't know what's in there, but it looks safe. Do that.
Yeah.
Um, so then I went over to Cox Communications. I was like, "Hey, AT&T can't provide. I'm willing to pay for your service." And they said, "Same thing. There's a red X and not a green arrow, so we can't do it." So then I go to freaking T-Mobile. It's like, "Hey, you guys have clearly internet like phone service because I get phone service out here. Let me do the home internet thing." And they're like, "Sorry, we don't provide." I said, "Fine, I'm going to Verizon." So I go into the Verizon store. I'm like, "Hey," so T-Mobile, those schmucks, they said that they can't provide home internet for me, but I know that you guys probably can. And they're like, "Sorry, the computer says that we don't provide it to that address." So I'm like, how am I gonna? The only way to get internet is by there is a cell tower. I just don't think it's a T-Mobile or a Verizon cell tower. And there's this local Oklahoma company where they put
Mhm.
like a dish on my house and it like beams to the tower, and then that's how I get internet. It'll be
Uh-huh.
fine. It's how like a lot of people in rural areas have to get internet. And I think we'll get fiber soon, but it's also like, man, I guess I'm not live streaming anytime soon.
Yeah, really.
So that's I hate shamaring when it comes to setting up utilities in a new construction home, because you got to be on the phone and you got to like walk people through like I know that it's not on the website because it's new. So you have to it like you got to surely you've done this before. Like
I've
this
never there's
cannot be the first house that's ever been built. Like you've got
after
water,
internet.
you brought water to all these other houses. Why can't you bring it to mine? Like it
Yeah.
anyway. So I've just been in a bit of a
I've been
tizzy.
thinking that shamar is an interesting where have you heard
Yeah.
this word? I've never heard this word
In like
before.
men's talks and stuff.
Interesting. Maybe I
Focus.
don't g
We
maybe I
talked
don't
about a
go
lot of
enough
focus.
men's talks,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I think
it's
shamar is the
like
right word. Ryan, can you check make sure that shamar is the right word? Do you know if it is? You probably heard it. No, Ryan doesn't know. Look up shamar. Shamar. No, A-M-A-R. Shamar Hebrew. Type Hebrew. Yeah.
type
To exercise great care over.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, is the literal translation.
I've been thinking a lot about wealth recently.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about wealth and like, as a concept, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Beyond just like the material, like not material, it's all material. Wealth is obviously material, but beyond like the money aspect of wealth, like having a lot of money,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I think, as Catholics, we look at people like Jeb Bezos and Elon
Mm-hmm.
Musk, and we're like, oh yeah, he's wealthy because he has a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like he's got billions of dollars. That's like a weird way to say it because it's not technically true. Like he's worth that much money, but like the wealth that he has like it's people that are wealthy don't just have like high paying jobs where
Right.
they get a lot of money in exchange for their time or services, or like a lot of property where people pay them money to use their property. It's like it's not the wealth is not the money, the wealth is the property, the wealth is the business, the wealth like that produces value for other people and allows them to, and like the good thing that wealth can do is it can make other people wealthy. Sometimes you hear with like, that thing that people say when they're like, oh, that wealthy person deserves all their money because they're making jobs. You've heard that before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something similar to that. Yeah.
I think that's half true, but it's like the duty of like people who have wealth is to like help other people gain it as well.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
the purpose of wealth, I think, is to like raise other people's standard of living beneath
Yeah.
you. Like your son is hierarchically lower than you,
Yes.
and he cannot
Darn
buy a
right.
house for himself.
Yeah.
But like
'Cause he's
you,
poor.
he has no money. Like
He
it's a
can't
joke.
get a job. Nobody wants to work anymore, especially not my 6-month-old.
I mean, that's like literally true. It's like he's poor, he has no money, he has
Yeah.
literally nothing,
Yeah.
and so your good benefits him because
Yeah.
and then it sets him up to be able to go do the same thing himself.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, our system does not really like encourage wealth
Nah.
because like you can't just pass on your house to your son very easily without him like getting slammed. Like you can't, like it's difficult to pass on a business ownership to a child. It's
There's
like
a whole HBO show about that.
Yeah, it's like Succession. That's
Ryan's laughing. Yeah,
Never
that
seen
was
it.
good.
Never seen it.
It's good.
But
You should watch it.
I'm good. I don't
Okay.
need another thing.
All
I'll
right.
watch it on the plane ride to Israel.
That's good. You could probably watch the whole thing
Yeah,
on account
but
of the
I don't know.
time change.
It's like I think there's two sins, right? Is like
Oh.
for the upper class, it's like not rightfully bringing people up into your wealth and enjoying your wealth, like the fruit of your labor, and like bring them up as well. And on the other side, it's just seeking after not wealth but just money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think cultivating wealth is like cultivating a good harvest.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that is good. Desiring a bountiful harvest does not make you greedy. You know, it makes you
Yeah.
like desiring to do something well. Whereas like desiring a lot of money is silly, you
Yes.
know? Because desiring a lot of money is desiring consumption. Desiring wealth is desiring production,
Mm.
you know, as opposed to consumption. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
It
I've
does.
been thinking a lot about that recently because we have some friends who are very holy and good, wealthy people,
Yes.
and I want to be like them when I grow up.
Me too. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything to add. I'm just kind of caught up in my move. That's really all I'm thinking about.
You're in your mood.
I'm my move.
Oh, I thought you
Move.
said you were in your mood, and I was like, yeah, you go
No.
off, queen.
No, I'm in my U-Haul rental era.
Hmm.
I'm box maxing.
I'm box maxing right now. I'm high key box maxing.
I'm hand truck pilled. That's that's where I'm at right now.
Did you hire movers?
Nah,
Dude, you should hire movers.
it's too late.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have
No, it's
enough.
not.
We have enough friends that make it.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
easy. Yeah.
Seriously, like our movers literally saved us like hundreds of dollars because they made everything fit in the smaller truck. So we didn't
Mm,
have to take the bigger truck.
nice. It does cost more when you're driving cross country. We're just driving like
That's true.
because like the dollar per mile or whatever. It's like yeah,
Doesn't
that'll
really make
that'll
much of a
that'll kill
difference.
you. But for yeah, like I'm moving 20 minutes across town, so. I'd like to thank Decided Excellence for sponsoring this episode. Go to decidedexcellence.com. Check out all of the stuff that they're doing over there. They're been a great partner for us. If you want, we're going to be making another podcast. It's a dating podcast. It's coming out on Wednesday. If you like that and you want even more, you can go to patreon.com/thecrunch where we do a full hour of bonus content, just like what you've just watched, where we get into our lives. We talk a little bit more personal stuff. We swear a little bit. We really let the filter off.
We
I will
drink
say
watermelon Malibu
one of us
rum.
drinks watermelon Malibu rum, maybe a little bit too much to the point where it's concerning, but that's over on Patreon, patreon.com/thecrunch. Check us out. The $10 month and up level gets you a whole bonus podcast every week. So that's 3 crunches a week instead of
If you're gonna
just
be an
1.
alcoholic, you should pick something that's better than watermelon rum.
Yeah.
You know, you should pick like
Yes.
whiskey.
Yeah, but not too expensive whiskey. So you don't want to be a poor alcoholic,
Yeah, that's
like
the worst.
you can't
Imagine
be
getting addicted
just
to
be
like
one or the other. Don't be both.
yeah, that's fair.
It's a good point. Uh, you can join our Discord, bit.ly/crunch Discord. Join the conversation and follow us on Instagram, where I go viral once a week. Instagram.com/thecrunchcast. Patrick, do you have anything else for the people?
Contribute to my quest to become wealthy. Patreon.com/thecrunch.
Seize the music production. Thank you all for listening. Please pray for us. We will be praying for you. And we will see you all on Wednesday.